What's up everybody? Welcome to the Stocks channel. My name is Cory, and today in the stock market we inched up yet again across the board. Is this bull market still healthy or are we due for a pullback? First up, let's take a look at the S&P 500 SPY ETF. So let's crack open this chart and see what's going on in the stock market today. Alright, so on the SPY ETF, we did go up a little bit today, going up 0.16%. And that's another price action close over that 5 EMA, so the price action is still looking very bullish. The trend is still very strong, and we have a very strong bull trend here because you can see how much separation that 5 EMA has from the 13 and the 20. So it definitely looks like at this point we're going to get to my price target at 393. Now whether or not we blast through that price target and continue to trend higher or we're due for a pullback is to be determined. Generally speaking, the market likes to sell off at critical levels like this, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some selling once we get to SPY levels of 393. So be prepared for anything because you don't want to be too over leveraged in a market that is selling off. Now when I say due for a pullback, it's possible that we come all the way back down to the 20 simple moving average, which right now is right around 383. There's also support below that level at 381, and there is a gap close at 377. Now this gap close at 377 likely will not be closed until we see a deeper correction. So when I say a pullback, it could come as shallow as the 5 EMA, which we've seen over the past couple days, and we could find support at that level, or we could come touch that 13 EMA, which we haven't hit as support in a while now. So it's not guaranteed we're going to pull back to 377 just because we see a pullback once we get to 393. And don't forget, we could continue to blast through 393 like it wasn't even there. So be prepared for anything and just be aware of these critical levels, because they're going to help you prepare for what's likely going to come when we get to that level. But as far as this chart goes, you can't look at this chart and see anything other than bullish. The price action and the trend are very healthy, and we continue to see this market heading higher with this bullish setup. So remember, don't get bearish just because the market's going to new all-time highs. That's what a market does when it's in a bull market. It will continue to form new all-time highs, and it's just something you're going to have to get used to. Next up is the Nasdaq 100 Triple Qs ETF. And we saw the triple Qs going up 0.55%, and that is another price action close over top of that 5 EMA. You can also see the Nasdaq 100 also has a very strong bull trend, and it does look like it's having no trouble trending up towards that price target at 338. The support levels you want to watch on the triple Qs if we do see selling are going to be the 13 EMA right around 329, the support level at 326, and the gap fill at 323. Just like I said with the S&P 500, don't assume that that gap has to get filled just because we see some selling. There's still a ton of support above that gap, and we're in a very strong bull trend, which means we're likely going to continue to trend higher. So watch that price target at 338 because it does look like we're very close to getting to that level. On the Dow Jones, we barely went up today, only going up 0.06%, but we're still trading over that 5 EMA, and we're still building up bullish trending. The momentum is picking up, and now that we've blasted through price target 1, it does look like the Dow Jones is heading towards price target 2 at 327. Strong support levels for the Dow are going to be at 312, and then down here at the 20 simple moving average at 309. On the ARKK ETF, we did hit that price target yet again at 155, but we keep failing to break and close over that level. Therefore, there's still no more upside price targets until we can close over this price target at 155. This is definitely a little concerning if ARKK can't get over this level, but it still has a few more days to try before it could lead to some more selling. You could see we're finding support over the 5 EMA, and the strong support levels on ARKK are going to be at 146 and down here at 135. You can also see the 50 EMA is moving up into that support level down around 135 as well. Next up is the VIX, which is the fear indicator, and the VIX is showing a very bullish sign today because the VIX is cracking below support and the VIX is going down negative 3.37%. Remember, a low VIX means low fear, and low fear typically means the market will continue to go to new all-time highs. So now that the VIX is breaking below this support level, that means that the bulls are likely going to start buying the dip like crazy, and we're going to continue to see the dips get bought up like there's no problem, and that will lead to short squeezes. There are people in this market that are still shorting, and they will get squeezed as the market continues to trend higher. So right now the VIX is in a bear trend and it's breaking down below support, which is bullish. So watch the VIX very closely because if it continues to trend lower, you want to be long in this market because the market will continue to trend higher if the VIX is going lower. On the US dollar, we continue to see weakness and we're building up some bearish momentum as this trend reverses from the short-term bull trend that we were in. It does look like the dollar is going down for another leg lower, so watch the support level on the US dollar at 89. Remember, a weak dollar typically means a strong stock market, which goes hand in hand with what we're seeing on the VIX. On gold, we did see some selling today, but we're back on top of that support at 1826. If we can bounce off this level, look for gold to go back up to the next price target at 1861. On silver, we were relatively flat for the day, but we still have some really nice bullish trending. So I'm still giving silver the benefit of the doubt that it's going to come back up and retest the price target at 27.5. If silver can break and close over that level, look for it to come back up to the $29 level. On Bitcoin, we continue to see the bulls take control, and we see Bitcoin still closing over top of the 5 EMA with a very strong bull trend. Remember, on Bitcoin, my price target has been raised ever since we broke the last price target, and the price target you want to watch is now $54,700. Bitcoin looks very bullish at these levels, and it doesn't look like it's going to see any selling until we get to these price targets. As you can tell from this trend, it's extremely bullish, and we're coming out of a nice consolidation correction, which means there's really not more any consolidation or correcting needing until we get to those price targets. On Amazon stock, we continue to see selling, and we were down negative 0.74% today. That's a price action close below the 20 simple moving average, so we now want to watch support at the 50 EMA and this support level down around $3,200. Amazon still has bullish trending, so if it can start bouncing off of these support levels soon, it can continue to trend higher. Watch resistance levels now at 3,300 and up here at 3,400. On Apple stock, we saw a little bit of selling today, going down negative 0.19%, and we did get a price action close below the 20 simple moving average. However, you can see all of these moving averages are now building up, and they're coming to the same point, which is a strong confluence area of support. So it is likely that Apple could bounce off of this level and blast right through this price target at 136 with some serious momentum. Now, it's equally possible Apple could continue to trend downward and this turns into a bearish trend. So typically you want to watch these levels for a breakout to the upside or the downside. Support level should be the 50 EMA at 131 and resistance level should be 136 and 141. On the financial sector, we continue to see bullish price action with bullish trending, which is a great sign for the S&P 500. On the industrials, we also have the price action over the 5 EMA with a bullish trend, which is also good news for the S&P 500. On the healthcare sector, it looks like we went up 0.19% today and we're getting very close to breaking back over that 20 simple moving average. You can definitely see some bullish trending picking up momentum, and the healthcare sector is starting to look like it's getting ready to run. So going back to the S&P 500, you can see that all three sectors are still looking strong, and the tech sector is by far looking the best, with the Nasdaq 100 going up the most today. So if you look at all of the strength in the sectors and you look at the VIX, which is now broken down below support and building up some bearish momentum, and you continue to see that we have a weakening dollar, these are all bullish for the stock market, and they all point to signs that the stock market is going to continue to trend higher to new all-time highs. So don't get bearish on this market just because it's going higher. It does look like we're going to continue to see us hit these price targets above, and we still have outstanding price targets that haven't been met on the S&P 500 and the triple Qs that are now just a stick throw away. So I'm still calling this market bullish, but I still want you to be defensive, and the higher we go, I want you to be more and more cautious and just get ready for a sell-off, because eventually when we hit one of these price targets, we will see some amount of selling. Remember that bull markets have corrections and that they are healthy, they're to be expected, and they allow the market to build a base to go higher off of. The market can't go up in a straight line without any selling. So watch these price targets because they could trigger selling, and I want you to be prepared for anything in this market. If you're looking for a disciplined and profitable trading community, come check out the Stocks Channel Discord. You can find out how to join the Discord server by clicking on the link in the description of this video. So next up, let's take a look at the Stocks Channel Hot Stocks. Welcome to Hot Stocks. Our first hot stock of the night will be Tesla stock. And remember, with Tesla, I want you to pay close attention to this support level at 805. If you've been following along on NIO stock, I said sell it below 55. Well, I want you to do the same thing with Tesla stock. If you're not holding this stock for the long term and you're trying to trade it, and this support level at 805 breaks down on a closing price, meaning that we close below this level, that likely means that Tesla is going to come back down to the 50 EMA and possibly even lower. However, above this level, we're still bullish. Yes, the bullish trend is breaking down, but we still have a critical support level that we're holding up above. So Tesla is definitely under a short attack right now, and there's a lot of people shorting this stock trying to drive it lower, and as you can tell from this support level, they're currently failing to get it below this level. So if this level holds up, Tesla will likely rocket off of this level as those shorts get squeezed, and we see Tesla blast right back through these price targets. So yes, it's below the moving averages and that is looking bearish, but we're still holding up above this critical support. So if we can bounce off this support level, it's still possible we go back up to the price targets of 859 and 906. If we break 906, we can still go higher, but let's get through this one day at a time. So watch support at 805, and if that does break down, there could be another support at the 50 EMA, which at this point is going to be somewhere around $750. Also remember that I never suggest shorting this stock. Even if this level does break down, that's not an open invitation for me to short this stock because it can still go very explosive in the upward direction and it can still catch you off guard. The premiums on the options for the stock are not suggested because they're already pricing in monster moves, and if this stock just goes sideways, you're still going to lose a ton of money. Next up on NIO stock, we see NIO going down negative 1.62%, but holding up on top of that 5 EMA. We did get to that price target at 61 and we got very close to testing 65, but the more important thing on NIO is that we're holding up above that critical support at 55. So we are developing some bullish trending, but we also have NIO finishing out a fifth wave. So if NIO does break below 55, I want you to get out of this stock, but as long as it's holding up above these support levels, which right now that 20 simple moving average is going to be the strongest, right around 59, this stock is still bullish. You can see bullish momentum with bullish price action, and it's still possible we come up and retest 65. If we break and close over 65, we can head up to the next price target at 67. So watch those levels very closely and don't get too greedy in this stock because it is reaching a critical top in the very near future. Next up is Palantir stock, and we see another follow-through day of selling on Palantir going down negative 7.25%. The good news on Palantir is that we're finally at a very strong support level in this positive sloping 20 simple moving average. That support level right around 32.50 is going to be a strong support level that Palantir can build off of. And don't forget that Palantir earnings is Tuesday morning and the market is closed on Monday. So if you don't want to hold Palantir through earnings, you need to sell by the end of the day tomorrow. If we break down below the 20 simple moving average, there's still strong support levels at 31 and 29. The price targets above are 36 and 44, and it does look like Palantir is starting to get into a consolidation wedge, which means it's getting ready for a big move in either the up direction or the down direction. Also look back here at all of this accumulation volume on Palantir, where there was definitely a lot of big money buying into this stock. So I'm still bullish on the stock and I'm still giving it bullish momentum favor because the trend on the stock is still very bullish with all of these moving averages stacked to the bull side. So I'm favoring Palantir to go back up to 36 and possibly even blast right through it and start running towards 44. However, with earnings coming up, it's going to be very important how they do on their earnings call, and they're going to need to give some bullish guidance for the stock to continue to run. So keep that in mind. Next up is Snow stock, and we see Snow still cooling off and it's still building up bullish momentum, getting ready for its next run towards my price target at 350. If you were following me on Zoom stock, Zoom did something very similar where once it got to my first price target, it had to cool off and it had to build up energy for its next run. This was a monster move. If you were following me when we got into Snow on the ground level, this move was absolutely enormous, and now it's just cooling off and it's building up some energy to get ready for its next run. That's just how stocks move, so use this as an opportunity to accumulate a position or just take advantage of the sideways movements and try to day trade it a little bit. But either way, this is the best time to accumulate for the next run, and the support levels you want to watch are going to be the 50 EMA and the 20 simple moving average. So watch these levels at 295 and 292 because those are going to be possibly the lowest price you're going to get on Snow before the next move higher. Alright, so next up is going to be Facebook stock, and no, this is not a new hot stock. It was just requested by somebody on the Discord server, so I figured we'd go ahead and cover it real quick. But Facebook stock is also looking very bullish, and I do have it getting ready to run towards a price target very soon. So as you can tell from this chart, we did see some selling after this monster move that we had, and now we're starting to get ready for the next wave higher. We're holding up above all of the moving averages currently, and we're building up bullish momentum, and we continue to find support above the 5 EMA. So Facebook is getting ready for a big move towards the price target up here at 277. If this price target breaks down, there will be another resistance level at this resistance trend line, which is going to be right around 281. A break above that level should send Facebook back up to 287. So there's a lot of upside price targets on Facebook stock, and if you've been looking for another hot stock, technically this is not a hot stock and this might be the only episode I cover it in, but it is a hot stock for the time being, and if you're watching this video, just consider this a bonus hot stock. That's your reward for watching every single episode. Remember, if you want more hot stocks on the ground level, consider checking us out at the Stocks Channel Discord. You can find out how to join by clicking on the link in the description of this video. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you're crushing this market and making a ton of money. And as always, I will see you in the next episode.